All right, hands up, everybody. If you're having a good time, hands up, hands up, hands up. All right, to bring Eileen on because she's got her hands up as well.
My
Hands up,
hands
hands up, hands
up. I'm having fun.
up. I had to do that.
It's a theme.
It is totally.
Everybody.
We're all a little handy in this retreat.
Yeah, we are.
I can't decide. I mean, I love that hand because it goes on the finger, but I'm having
Yeah.
too much fun with this one too because it's just like it's bright, it's colorful, and
it's also a pen, isn't it?
yeah, it's a pen. Yeah, it was a
You can write
freebie we
with
got yesterday. It's hilarious. I also feel like I'm like got a wand that I can like
Yeah,
and I dub thee, and alakazam.
you. I get it.
So welcome everybody. I know we just had some fun having some giggles, but we are back at the 2024 Makers Retreat for another live sponsor. This time we are with Eileen and her products with Sizzix. So welcome. She is back. This is like what, your 6th live that you have with
feels
me?
like I think it is.
Because you wear so many hats. You're teaching classes, you work
true.
with Sizzix, you're working with real leather, you're working with the jewel loom. I mean, you've got a lot of fingers in a pot. So we are celebrating all the things Eileen during this event. I love it.
That's true. When you say that, I feel like I need to have a nap. It's okay.
I'm right there with you.
You deserve a week of naps. Yeah.
I wish.
I was looking for a link and Erin had to like look up a link for me. It's like, I know I don't need to add another thing to her list, but
it's okay. It's all about I mean, she was asking for the link for some of the graphics that I made for stories. And I'm like, by all means, I'm like, here's the link, promote, put it out there, get it out there. I made these things, please use them. It's where my brain went. I'm like, thank God somebody's using the graphics that I spent time promoting and medic.
True.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
So I was very happy to send you the links because I knew that you were going to use them.
All right. I shared it on Instagram. So
yay.
Yeah.
All right. So you have been working with Sizzix for how many years? And I know you've told this story a number of times, but would you mind retelling your story again about what brought you to Sizzix and what started this path for you? You did mention it in the class that we did with our journal covers, and I know you've talked about it before, but for those that have never heard, I love backstories. I love the why and the how and what spurred the reason for where we are now. So I'm going to give you the floor and just introduce yourself and talk about inspiration and Sizzix and stuff.
Well, I will. All right. Thanks, Erin. Thanks again for having me. And hi, everybody. Hope you're doing well today. You can see a big pile of stuff behind me. Try to ignore that, but you're going to see it in a little bit. Okay, just to introduce myself. I am just a crafter, and I had an idea. And I thought, if somebody else, if I have this idea, maybe other people would be interested in doing this too. So to go back, I've always been interested in building things. I like the construction part of making a project. It just makes me happy. And all the pieces line up and they fold where they're supposed to. And I was saying the other day, my sisters and I used to make doll furniture. So it went ways back. And we all have areas in creating that we like to kind of specialize in. Maybe you like to doodle or, embellish, or, we all have our special talents. And so anyway, I had this idea that I started making books, and I was using mat board because I was matting a lot of needlework that I did, and I had leftover mat board. And if you're not familiar with it, it's just the stuff that you would use to mat and frame your photos. And, it's a thick board, about 1/16 of an inch thick. So I was framing my samplers, matting them. I had a lot of extra pieces, and I was making little books and folders and things because I just couldn't throw it away. And so I continued to kind of play with that for a while. And then I started doing craft shows, and I was still bringing in my mat board because it's a nice background. I was making little magnets and framed sayings because I was doing calligraphy. We like to try it all. So I met a friend who said, instead of making 100 of those, you can just like go to this creative show and you could sell the idea and get your idea in books and magazines. And I was like, what? Really? So I went with her. And that was when our kids were in high school. I met her through one of my 4 kids were in ROTC. Actually, they were all in it, but she became a great friend, Lorene Mason. She's since moved to Canada. But, you know, she told me about this. I went to the show. I went to a trade show. I brought some samples with me. And anyway, I wound up talking to Sizzix at the show. That was in 2008. And I told them my idea. And they said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So what the dies are, they're designed for thicker material. So they have cutting edge around the border, and then inside they have scoring lines which go about halfway down into the rubber. So when you roll that thick stuff through it, it's going to cut halfway down, and then you know where to score, where to cut, all that stuff to fold. So these dies are called scoreboards, and I thought that's a perfect name for them. So that's kind of what I do. Now I do the other, the Thinlits dies too, because you can't be as detailed as you are with the scoreboards dies because they're made a different way. They involve like a razor blade packed in foam and encased in this, you know, plastic holder at the bottom, and there's a block of wood in there to hold it all in. And then you have your Thinlits dies, which are chemically etched. So they're different, and they have different things that they can do. Sizzix has a lot of great machines that actually all of my dies can be cut in the Sizzix machines, but they also work with other machines too, because die companies know you're not just going to use just their products. You're going to get a bunch of them. So most of the machines work together. But
I have a quick question. I'm going to ask this.
Yeah.
So you call it a scoreboard die. Is that also, because I've also heard it called, and maybe I'm wrong, but a steel roll die? Is it the
steel
same
rule? Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
So
that's that razor blade. That's the steel rule that they like turn by hand into all the little cracks and crevices. That's why they can't do it really detailed, because it just would take too long. Yeah. But the chemical,
because I remember like in elementary school, they would have them as the big alphabets and fun shapes. And you would, it was like a press that you could press it down, or you could roll it through. And I believe it's made from the same company.
It is. It's Ellison Education. It started out with an engineer husband and a teacher wife. And she was cutting, I mean, I'm making this up, but you know, she was cutting out like 50 apples, and she was saying to her husband, can't you figure out a machine that's going to cut 50 at a time?
We can make this easier.
Yeah, make it easier. And so that's how they developed this machine. So it was in schools first, the big one. And then in 2001, I think it was, they came out with the personal die cutting machine. That's the first version of Big Shot that we have now. But it was, like you said, it was a red press machine. And now they have the rolling, they have the electric switch, which is nice too. They have the little, the one that you want, Erin, the
sidekick.
The little one for the Thinlits.
It's like a little tiny thing.
Yeah, it's adorable. So there's pretty much a machine for any kind of die.
This big.
Yeah, it is cute. You know, the thing I like about that one, I don't use it that much, but I need to, because it has very good suction, and it sits on your table. It hardly takes up any space. So you have those little Thinlits dies. You can just roll them through right where you're sitting. So
it's very handy for card making if you're stamping and die cutting out your stamps, or if you have small little dies. I mean, I'm just going to grab this. If you've got any like smallish dies like these, it's perfect for that little sidekick. But you can use it with the big ones too. So it just depends on which kind of creating you happen to do. Sorry, there's a lot of commotion in the background with the door and the dog, and I'm going to mute myself now.
I didn't hear anything. Anyway, one thing I wanted to say before I got started, thank you to all of you who have ordered from my Etsy shop, the looms, the scoreboards dies. And one thing I just wanted to say, if you ordered the dies, you might want to order a pack of the mat board too, so you can cut something right away when you get it. Just a thought. I remember using the school's die cutting room when I volunteered for it. Yes, it probably was the same place, Amanda, same machine. Yes.
I bet you it was.
Yeah, the beauty of all the shapes you can cut. I mean, it's just amazing. So just to explain, if you haven't seen it before, there's a machine that you roll it through, and then you make a sandwich with cutting pads. They're just acrylic pads. You put one on the bottom, one on top, and then in between them you put the die, which is a thick thing like this, which I just happen to have a million of. This is the journal that we're using in our class. And so you put your material on top. So each one cuts a different shape. So I have a ton of samples, and I thought that maybe I would show some of the things that you can make, because on the packaging, it's really hard to share 3D. You know, you can see a picture of something, but in my mind, that almost limits you, because you think, oh, that's a teacup, or that's you know, some other thing. When you think about it, it's going to be cut out of like white mat board, so you can add all of your doodling, your texture paste, stencil, stamps, painting, watercolors. It's such a great base for any kind of mixed media. You could do your gel press on that, or gel plate. Anything that you want to work on it. You can add paper on it. Let me see.
So there's a question about a link to your store. There is a link down in the info section below if you're watching from Facebook or from YouTube, from any of the channels that we're streaming on right now. Because we're on Eileen's channel and my channel and Cassie's channel.
Yeah.
It says Sizzix, but it's actually taking you to Eileen's Etsy store where she sells her Sizzix products.
Right.
But it is to her store, even though it says Sizzix, because this is about her Sizzix products. This is a heads up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys. There's a lot to remember. So thank you, Erin, for keeping me on track.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best.
Well, that's a big job for anybody. I'll tell you. Talk to my husband. No, he's good.
I don't have to do the fulfillment part of all the sales that might be coming your direction to your store. So I'm happy about that.
You know what happened? I thought in my mind, I saw 3 o'clock. I'm like, all right, I got everything ready. And then I realized it's actually 4 o'clock my time. So in between that hour, I ran out and shipped an order out to 5 people. So thank you.
Yay!
One thing off the list.
Woohoo!
All right.
I love it.
So,
yes.
All right.
One of the biggest things that you can do to help support the sponsors that were so generous and have come on and have done the lives with us and showed us techniques is to give them a thanks up. And a thanks could be as simple as going to their Instagram and being a subscriber, going to their YouTube channel, being a subscriber, giving them a thumbs up, taking a picture of the product if you purchased a kit, or if you have a product at home, and tag the company saying, thank you so much. Simple things like that don't cost you a thing, but just giving them a shout out. So if you want to shout out any of our brands, Sizzix, Edding, Quarto Books, we got Catherine Pooler, we've got like any of the brands, and they're all listed down at the bottom of the retreat. Eileen, Cassie, myself, you know, that's all supporting and acknowledging that you're having fun, whether you bought a ticket or you bought a kit or you're just watching all of the lives. That would be a super appreciated thing. So
that
just
really
want to throw that out there.
Yeah. No, it's
and it doesn't cost you anything but a like or a thumbs up or a picture or a something, you know?
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, because I never ask people to do that. And it's like, I think of all the work it is. And Erin, I can't imagine how many hours this took you just for me to like get all the stuff I need for this one video was, you know, probably half the day. So
you don't want to see my floor around here, because I'm like, shove that off. I got the next class. Shove that off. Got the next class. There's your rolly cart. I fixed your rolly cart, by the way.
Oh, good.
My husband got 4 new wheels and fixed it, and it's over here with like projects in there. So stuff is shoved in there.
That was so funny.
She gifted me her teal rolly cart because Rhonda gifted her an upgrade. So I got the one that the wheel fell off, but I love it because it's now fixed and awesome.
It was one of the things I was going to mention when I went to the actual in-person event. You know, I was on a road trip. I started out in Virginia, and I went out to Las Vegas, and then I went to California, did a retreat out there. Then I got to Erin's, did that retreat. Then I went to Ohio, did a trade show, and taught in a store. Then I came home for 10 days, and I had another retreat the next weekend. So it's hard to stay organized. So I get how you like the little cart. I do miss it because it is little, but I like the heavy duty storage from Rhonda because those dies are heavy.
It's like The industrial one that you use, like, in your,
Yeah,
in your workshop, it's like it's a
yeah,
toolkit, and they each
right,
the drawers open, and there's little
yeah,
spots. I mean, it's fantastic, and
it
Rhonda,
is.
you are a rock
I
star
love
for
it.
getting that for her because
Yes,
she needed it.
I did need it, I didn't
Absolutely,
even
and
know.
it comes apart. There's different
Yeah,
sections to it. Yeah, it's
right.
fantastic.
It's great,
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
you
cool.
can wheel the whole stack of everything that you need for a class in that one. I just have to figure out where to, store that, but I'm thinking in the garage. Anyway,
Oh, like in your house. Yeah, I get it, I get it.
yeah. Well, it's in my living room right now, which probably needs to get moved.
And it
Anyway,
does wheel around too, right? That
yeah.
little
Oh,
thing that
yeah,
you
it
got?
wheels, yeah. Yeah, you just
Do you
tip
have a
it back.
name for it?
Not yet, I have to personalize
Oh.
it. It's black and yellow, so that's I like yellow. The black
Bumblebee?
bumblebee. It's a transformer.
More than meets the eye.
Yeah, that's right, it is. You think it's tools in here. Well, it's the crafty tools. So, yeah,
It's the
well,
crafty transformer.
yeah, it's pretty amazing, actually. So, let
Honeybee,
me
somebody's saying honeybee. Oh, and
oh,
shout out.
honeybee,
Look,
that'd
so
be
it's what about
cute.
I think it's Craftsman, right? Isn't it
No,
Craftsman?
it's,
No,
it starts with D.
DeWalt?
DeWalt. DeWalt, yeah,
Okay, so it's a DeWalt tool storage
yeah,
container, and it's got lots of
right,
thin drawers and thicker drawers,
with
stacks. It's on
wheels,
wheels.
a
It's black
handle,
and yellow. She's
yeah.
using it for her crafty supplies. So shout out a possible name
I like the
for the
honeybee.
new thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
I'd love
Busy.
to hear what your comments are. So we heard honeybee, I'm bumblebee, but because
That's
it's it
cute.
is transforming
I
your
know,
life.
and my grandkids would love that, the boys.
See, it's like a full circle thing. Somebody says, I think
Yeah.
you're busier in retirement before than before.
Have I retired?
No, you've not retired. You just decided to go with round two.
I've thought about it, especially days with 25 videos in them. I just telling Erin right before we got going, I was a little late because my little camera hinge thing,
Oh.
there's always a problem. And then she was showing me her lens that got pushed over by her Roomba going around.
Did you guys see this? Do you see how angled and
That's very sad. That's life, you
these
know?
aren't cheap either. That's the
No,
stupid part.
no,
Ah. All right,
no.
so we're gonna go and have some
All
fun
right.
before we go in. So
Yeah.
Rhonda says we have plenty of
Mhm.
hands.
I do. I should. I wish these were attached to humans that would come and help me. Yeah. But anyway, it's
Yes.
fun to do it all because I think I have a little ADD, so every day is different and it's fun and I get to create and meet cool friends like you. So, life is pretty good. So, one thing
All
I
right, so
did,
let's circle it back around to Sizzix now that we've
yes,
had our little
about
crafty.
physics. It's all, it's part of my life. Like it's a life, what do you call that? They used
A
to call
calling?
it, no, and I don't know about a calling, but it's just part of my life. Like I have a big shot in the kitchen. I mean, what do you it's a lifestyle. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Ah.
Yes.
Susan's
So,
helping us. She said lifestyle too. Yep,
oh,
I see that,
thank you.
Susan.
Thank you,
Yep, yep,
Susan.
yep. See,
Losing the world here.
I was thinking it was your calling because it kind of came the fact that you needed something, you found something
Well,
that
that's
wasn't
true.
there.
Yeah.
And it's become part of your life. It's turned into your
Yes.
lifestyle because it called to you to do this. So I'm not
That's
wrong. Aha.
true. No, I like it. That's true. It is. Crafting is perfect for ADD. Right, because you can do a different thing every day. And how fun is that we get all these cool tools and products and pens and glitter stuff and, you know, uh, cool things to write on, like Cassie was showing us, and techniques
Hmm.
and everything and I love how our community is so willing to share ideas. And so one thing I did want, and I had notes on here, if you guys would like, you're welcome to join my creative community. It's called the Eileen Hall Fan Club. It's on Facebook. We have, I think, 8.4 thousand members right now. 8.4, 8,400 members. And they're so,
8.4 sounds good too.
well, it's the same, but that's what it gives you, the little numbers.
Oh, I
But
know.
you know, it's such a nice community. I can't say enough good things about how kind everyone is and how encouraging, and they share information. If anyone has a question, like when I'm traveling, I just can't be on all the time. And so
Hmm.
people in the group will come in and say, hey, I just saw Eileen at this retreat in Texas and I don't know how to do whatever. And people from all around the world will pop in and give ideas. And
I'm just reading what people are
on the
saying. I put the
Facebook
screen in front of
fans.
me.
Oh yeah, yes. Thank you, Leslie. Leslie's in the fan club. Please answer the questions like Erin said. We don't want bots or any kind of weirdos in there. We want
So a lot of our crafty, we put questions in there on purpose to make sure, because there are spam bots that go in there and try to follow accounts, and there's nobody behind those accounts. And so one of the easiest ways for us to tell that that's not a real account is because they didn't answer all the questions, or they didn't answer any of them. So that's just kind of our gatekeeper is those questions. So make sure you please answer those and that's for the retreat, or for any Facebook group you see questions. That's why they're there.
We're just very selective. We want good people. Yes. The other thing I want to mention is my inspiration team. I have a team of makers they are amazing. And a lot of them have been with me for many years. And I love it because they just get what I do. And they create things that I never even thought of, because, I have ideas in my head when I design something, but not all those ideas. And I know all of you, if you were to share your ideas, and I love seeing stuff in the group that Erin started, I think inspiration just follows inspiration, and we can all just learn so much from each other. Yeah. And we all do different things.
And that's the wonderful thing about having the Facebook groups, and like I said, we have one for the retreat, and anybody is welcome to join that one. There's chance the questions. And then Eileen has one for her products. And she has her idea, but then one of her team members or somebody who's just a fan wants to put up a project that they did. And then that might inspire somebody else go, oh, I didn't think about doing it that way. Or I love that color scheme. I'm going to use that with this. Or I love how she did that binding or that closure or that thing or whatever. And then it just trickles and trickles and trickles. So one inspiration can lead to, thousands of different possible concepts, because it all carries over from one thing to another. And I feel like that is like the biggest compliment to anything that we create, or that a class we teach, or the products that you make, is seeing it just, trickle down the stream and how far it can go. Yeah. Like to me, that's the best thing, when I see people take something that started off with a small idea that I had, and I don't make products, but I have classes, and then how far it can go. And it's like the biggest warm hug you can give me.
It is. So. And, I love, it seems like when I teach, there are people either that want to make it exactly how I made it, or there are people that don't want to do anything, but they're taking an idea and they're doing their own thing. And there's all kinds of shades in between, but I love all of it. I think there is a place for everybody in this community to, be happy about what you make and make it your own, and your colors and your everything. So
I feel like we're having a little art therapy chat session here right now. I love it.
I don't know what's happening to me. Oh boy.
If you ever wondered what our evenings were like at the in-person retreat, it was this, with wine.
Yes. Yeah, with wine, yeah. It was fun though. And that's another thing, like in the group, we make friends because they're on there all the time. Like Leslie, I met up with her on the way to Creativation. We went and stopped and had dinner with her and Jeff, and it was great. My friend Susie was with me, and you can't help but make friends with people because they're all so nice, and
absolutely
they get you, So I recently had a trip. We took all of May and went over to the UK. I taught over there, and then we went on a cruise, but it was in lemon drops. That's right. Yeah.
Eileen and her lemon drops, I swear. Every time we go somewhere, she's like, lemon drops.
I know. The funny thing is, I don't drink any other time except at a trade show or.
That's all I ever see you. Oh, just kidding.
I know. Oh, well, think whatever you want. But
what happens at a trade show stays at a trade show. What happens at a retreat stays at a retreat.
Unless somebody says, Eileen's always drinking lemon drops. That's okay. Okay, so
I didn't say a thing.
No, it was Leslie.
Leslie dropped it.
Glum on. Glum, how you doing?
Yes, Glum is on.
Yeah, see, that's one of our friends. It was so nice when my mom was very sick. Glum lives near her, and she contacted me and said, let me know if there's anything you can do. So stuff like that, you can't beat it. Plus she does all the links in our lives, and it's just a great community. We all just get along good. So thank you, everybody.
It's always nice to have your tribe, for sure.
Yes, it is. And that's the other thing I want to mention. I do, if any of this sounds vaguely interesting to you, I do a live on Tuesday and Thursday, except when I'm traveling, then it's kind of random. I try to still do one, but you never know when it's going to be. But we go live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure they're meant to be hilarious, but sometimes they are.
Hey,
and
laughter is the best therapy there is, for sure.
That's true. I am usually laughing because there's a lot of.
Because you're a happy person. Because you craft so much. That's why.
Well, that's true. It is fun. So we go live Tuesdays at 6 Eastern and then Thursdays at 4. And so you can always watch on replay, but I stream to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So you're welcome to join any of those at any time. Also,
this is hitting an extra one. Like all of her weekly streams this week were part of the retreat.
Right.
we timed it.
Holding that in. So I didn't have to. This is an extra one, though. Friday is extra.
This is the bonus. We've had a few extra bonus lives for this week for you. Yeah, it's not just been the two. We've had, I think we were counting, I can actually count it based on the schedule. This is how many Eileen lives we've done. Some of them were just for the class for the attendees, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So tomorrow will be 6.
Tomorrow will be my 6.
This is number 5 for Eileen.
It's like a world record, maybe.
Rock star.
So anyway, yes, enough asking you to follow me, but if you would follow me, subscribe on YouTube if you haven't done it. That's the best place to find my stuff, because you can't find it on Facebook. It's just a pain. You have to scroll down. If you're looking for something specific, like say you buy a die and you want to see how to work it, go into YouTube, and I have some that are just assembly videos. Those are quick. And then what we do sometimes is, like, I have a bunch of samples here to show, but this is
the goodies. Like Christmas, we're going to open up presents.
Well, this is one of the dies that we just came out with. This was the last collection. So this is a little box. It's called the Treasure Box, and this is made by Madeline. It has a really cool finish on it. It's almost like a mercury glass, really cool. It's mat board based, but you get all the pieces that you need on the die. And then she made it into like a recipe box. But I just want to show you, because when I design a die, I try to give it 3 ways that you can use it. So you can hold index cards. Now here's another adorable one, and this happens to be by Madeline too. She likes to experiment with different fabrics and materials and cover her box with that. And then she made this cute little sewing kit. So that's like a needle book. That's another die. Oops, the buttons fell out.
Well, popular.
Sorry, somebody's calling me. So that was my son. So this is a little button box. So you can use that. So the dies work together. So here's another one. Whoa. This is like a little storage trunk. So she covered it with paper that is like a travel theme, and she made another little mini book to put inside with a pencil. I'm just going to stick that in there. And then another thing that we do on live sometimes is, this is that same die, but I cut it down to make it skinnier. So this is an idea journal. I was going on the road and I didn't want to have to carry a big box, but I've been loving index cards lately. I found some really nice ones at Target. They're grid. And so I love the grid because I can't write on a straight line. I might need to draw something. So I've got my little Eileen Hall pencil in here, and it's getting all worn down. But anyway, I like to make things that I can use. So this is you know, this is something that we might do. I love doing napkin decoupage, so you can do that kind of treatment on a box. So anyway, that is kind of what we do over there. You can also use the dies by themselves. So this is one that has a little envelope, which is another die. That's a Finlet. And then these are some leather earrings that I made in one live show. So you're going to get a lot of instruction and, you know, fun too. So let's see what you're saying. They're versatile and it shows variations. Yes. So I like to show other ways to use them too, because they're expensive, you know.
Do you
So,
have the die that made all those? Like, what
yeah.
does it look like in the
Yes.
packaging? So if somebody was going to go try and find that or purchase that, you know, we
Yes.
see their end products, but like, how does it start?
Plan. Yeah, I will show you. This is the treasure box right there. So this is the base die that makes that little index card size box. And then this here is the drawer. So this will make one drawer. So you make 3 and stack them up, you know, so they fit inside. And then there is the notebook die, which is this, and you can fit 3 notebooks. I don't know if I have a sample of this, but I have some notebooks here. These will fit inside here too. So let me just show you a couple of the little notebooks. I love this one. This is made of felt. So this is another thing that is a real benefit of the steel rule dies, that you can cut so many different materials, not only mat board, but look at this. She used, I think, paper as a base and then covered it with a pretty felt and did like a little tatted or crocheted or braided closure here and some photos, and use pieces from the other dies. Here, this is one, this oval is one. So you can mix and match this little envelope. I love that one. That has been one of my favorites lately. And, you know,
Glum is on fire. She's linking all the products in your Facebook group right now.
Glum, you're a maniac. I love it. Thank you. Yeah, and a better look. Look at this cute little needle book. Isn't that adorable? That's the name of that one, needle book. So anyway, I have been doing this now since 2009. So I have got a lot of dies. And I'm always sad when they retire them, but they do occasionally. The really cute miniature cupboard and dresser. No, those are not. I collect them. They're cute. Okay, the other part of this collection is what we worked with in the class. And now this is the stencil that we watercolor, or we stenciled on the cover of our journal, which is right here. This is what we're making in the class. So if you want to come over and make that, I'm sure you can still get a ticket. And this is the journal die.
Yeah, so we have one kit left. So if you wanted to actually purchase the kit that has the supplies in there to do, that has the stencil and it has the cutouts all ready to go, that class was on the first day, but you can watch the replay. And we still have more classes to go. And it's got the gel plates and it's got all the markers. So there's one kit left. One kit. That's it. Our last kit. It's gone. It's gone. But we have unlimited passes that you can purchase to join and be a part of the class. And you might have supplies at home that you can use, or you might already have some of Eileen's dies or some of her stencils.
Some of my friends here, they might have them. So yeah,
absolutely.
Here are a couple more. Now this is one that I cut in class, and you can see a difference. I made this one like 2 bindings thick, and this one is 3 bindings thick. So you know, there's always features in them that you can use to kind of customize them to how you want. This is a companion die that will cut out the shape of the stencil. So it's actually thought through in my head sometimes. But here are a couple more of the same die. This is the notebook, and I'm just going to go through them real quick. But you can add your stitching, your felt, your flowers. This is stenciled background and then 3D flowers. I do a lot of 3D things. Look at this one, so cute. Yeah, so let's get a couple others here. Now, one thing I didn't mention was the embossing folders. And those are just amazing because of the texture that you can get. This is a fun one because I designed it from keys that I got from my dad's when we went to clean his place out after he passed away. I found a whole bundle of keys because he had been a landlord and, you know, had a million keys. So I made a folder about that. So I love that I can kind of share. I wish you could see this here, that you could, I don't know, my camera's being weird. And so I'm afraid to let it down because I think it'll just flop everywhere. Well, here are a couple patterns that you can, this is a different one. This is a new one. This is a 3D lace folder. And this was made out of actual lace that I own. So the engineers at Sizzix are amazing because they can create patterns out of, you know, things that the designer sent to them. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This is a die. They cut out all of these little stamp shapes. And then we, I can't remember who made this, but she embossed it also. And this is just one of my favorite. You can make almost like a little letterpress pattern. Yes, the embossing, here it is, the silverware folder. This is silverware that I own. Sorry about the glare, but it's really, really fun. This is a crochet lace. We've got antique buttons. So anyway, if you go over to the site, if this is anything interesting to you, go ahead over and take a look at a couple videos. This is another fun idea. Am I talking too much?
Sorry, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in and say something. Somehow when you're showing like all the lace and all like the silverware, all I can think of my head is it's very demure. It's very cutesy. It's that whole trend thing that people are talking about. I don't know if anybody's noticed all the TikTok videos and all the other like little short reels. It's so demure. It's so, you know, like it's very cute.
Oh, really? Demure? Not a
That's
word.
it is a word. It's hilarious. And it just, no, okay. It's to be like, it's very, has anybody else been hearing all of these? It's driving everybody nuts, but it popped in my head as soon as I saw, and it was like, oh, it's very vintage. It's very dainty. And then I was like, oh, it's so demure. It's so cutesy.
Okay. I'll take it. Okay. That's not a bad thing.
No. It's a big compliment. It's a good, it's one of those things that somebody made a reel or a short video or a TikTok, and then a portion of that has now turned into like a replay, and people are going, you know, it's getting
exploding,
spread like wildfire. It's gone viral is the bottom line.
All right. I'm using it. I'm going to use it. All right.
It was about somebody who was doing a makeup video about going to work and looking very demure, and she had on like crazy makeup, and it was like, that's not demure. So it's kind of a play and a joke on it.
Oh, well, then
and people have gone bananas on it.
Okay, that's probably more appropriate because I don't consider myself demure, but perhaps the opposite. So maybe it is appropriate.
People like, I ignore the trendy things, and I do too. It's just, but it just popped into my head, and I had to be like, it's a funny joke. It's funny. It's a thing.
That's fine. I didn't take that in a bad way. That's good. All right, here's a couple more things. These are little, these are made for paper. You can see they're the Thinlit dies, and they will cut pieces that you can make these fun little shadow boxes with. Let me find that. Oh, that's the die. Where did I put the shadow boxes? Right here. So you can take all these little pieces. You could put photos in here. You could do your art backgrounds. You could do anything. You just need a nice 3D or a nice sturdy paper. So you can make your little shadow boxes. These are really fun. These are my 3 kind of, I showed you one before, this idea of postage stamps. So what it does is the die cuts all those little holes, and then you can tear the stamps off and make them into individual stamps, or you could leave them as a background. This one is called faux postage. This is a 5x7. It's a 5x7 card. This one is called the mini slimline and tickets. So this one cuts like a 3x6 card or somewhere in there. And this is an A2 card. This is called snail mail. I think these are out of distribution now, but I have some in my shop. So if you're interested, this is the one. This is called envelope folder and flowers. This one has that little envelope that I like, and also a file folder, a set of 3 hearts, 2 sizes of flowers. So that's a nice little one to have on hand. There's also one called the Library Pocket, which I don't have here right now. Anyway, I get my favorite ones, but here, oh, I think maybe some of you might be interested in a little sneak peek. And I want to tell you about my process of designing, because I know Leslie is going to like this. Well, all of you at the fan club will like it, because sometimes I push my deadlines to the ultimate. So I had a meeting with the artist that helps me, you know, format my collection and everything. And she's like, well, you have room for a stamp set. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. I said, if I get you the art by tomorrow, could we still do it? And, you know, because they have a deadline, they have to send it to China, they you know, they print it, they send it back, then you have to approve it, then it, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, in order to get it on time, you have to follow deadlines. So this one, I went in the fan club and I said, okay, guys, say you could design a stamp set of sentiments or words or phrases that you like, what would they be? And in like 12 hours, I can't even remember how many, and some were duplicate and some, you know, were too long or were repeats or whatever. So I chose a selection of them, and those are going to be now a stamp set. And guess what? They're named fan favorites. So I hope you guys like them. They're coming out in October, and they're all kinds of sentiments and encouraging words and phrases. So I hope that you like that. Yes, you finally helped, Glum. You always help. You inspire me, you guys. It's really nice. So there's going to be, I'll give you a quick look at this. All right, there is a new Biggs die. These don't happen so much anymore. So take a look. It's a really fun one, guys. So easy to do, great to do with kids. It's one pass of the die, and you've got a book cover. Hi, Sheila. Yes, yes, yes. All right. We also have a 4-layer stencil coming up. It's pretty. I can't show because mine doesn't come out till October. I know. I'm sorry, but I don't want to get in trouble because this has Sizzix on it, and they might hear me. I don't hear you, Erin. Did I do something to my...
I muted it. No, it was
me.
Oh,
yeah, you did.
I'm muting myself in the background because I was coughing and I didn't want to have to
okay.
you know, everybody hear me coughing.
And
that's like the 4th time today on a live. I just came out and I was like doing all kinds of hand gestures and chatting away, and people were like, "We can't hear you." I'm like, "Oh,
I did see that.
It's the day of the mute."
Yeah. Oh no.
All right. Do you have any more?
I might have a couple. You guys want to see? All right. There is another folder. This is a fun one, guys. A really great background. Isn't that pretty? It's a damask pattern. All right. These don't come out until October. Somebody was asking if there will be pre-orders. Yes, I will put them in my Etsy store on October 1st. We are not going to have our release until October 22nd. So I hope you can join me for the release party, because we always have a good time at that. We get the team on there. We all show what everybody's more and more. All right, I have a couple more. All right, this one is one of my favorites. I have seen a big trend going for bookmarks. So we got some bookmarks. Maybe they have pockets on them. Okay, what else? Here are some more page elements. And this is a really fun little pocket thing. And one more thing. Want it all. Okay, you can have it, Lenine. It's a lot of pieces, though. I'm going to tell you, start saving up, guys. I'm going to try and give you as good a price as I can, but, you know, it's 7 pieces. All right, I don't usually do that big a release. So it is going to, one more. It's the last one. All right, these are fun, though, because, you know, we're going to be working with leather, and I do have a fun tip for using these, but they're charms. Okay, that's it, guys. You saw it all. Don't tell Sizzix on me, all right? I don't want to get in trouble. What if they...
Yeah. Oh, no, they won't. They won't.
Let's hope.
Oh. So are you having a release party on the 22nd?
Yes, October 22nd. Yeah.
Okay, and where can they join the release party?
Oh, that will be on my Eileen Hull Designs page, on Facebook, on YouTube, and we'll probably stream to Instagram too. So
okay, all
come
right.
back and we'll have the team there. We'll have, it's always lots of fun, and we have giveaways and, you know, just having everybody hanging out with us to see all the new stuff.
You'll have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see.
Susan, so come over and watch. And you know what? We'll probably do a leather live using them, okay? Because they'll be fun for earrings or dangles on your journals or whatever you want them for. Yes, bookmarks with charms. Yeah.
We should have had like that release ready for this event, but oh well.
That would have been nice. I don't get to pick that.
Darn it, next time.
I know. Well, that's all right. You know, we'll just,
can't have too many good things in one event. That's true.
That's right. Yeah.
You got to space it out. Now, there's another fun event coming up that Sizzix has going on, and it's the 12 days.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's called the 12 Days of Sizzix. It's like hashtag 12 Days of Sizzix. So the designers, the designers at Sizzix, and then the, you know, licensed artists like me and my team are all going to be on there every day between, I think it's September 9th to the, where's my calendar?
I don't have it in my head.
Yeah, but
Catherine Pooler is a part of it too. So
right,
she's one of the other licensed designers. So there's look for your favorite. Eileen is going to be a part of it. So it's going to be a fun event.
Yes,
so.
And we just found out that we can use our new line in there. So I can't show you like in person, but take a look. When you go to hashtag 12 Days of Sizzix, you'll see some of my new stuff in there. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, very exciting. Yeah. Did I mention the Etsy store? All my links are somewhere, right? I'm sure you have.
Glum has been taking care of that. So, you know, we're good. But yes, your link to your Etsy store is down in the info section. If you're watching, no matter where you're watching us from right now, go in the info section. It is there. And it's the link to just her main Etsy store. And then from there, you can poke around. And she doesn't just have her dies there. She's also got the jewel loom there.
Yes,
she's got some other cool like vintage keys and some wires and, you know, the things, the mat boards, things to go along with the dies or to embellish things around it. Buttons. Oh gosh, I've seen all kinds of cool stuff. Fibers. Yeah, you got a lot of cool stuff. Fibers.
These are, you know, the surfaces that you want to cut that are designed to work with the dies. This is the mat board, and then there's mixed media board, which that there's 6 pieces in the mat board, and there's 10 pieces in the mixed media board. It's a little thinner. So if I'm doing a large project, I would probably use my mat board because I want a nice strong project. But if you're working on something small, your mixed media board is great. I also have a line of adhesives with ThermoWeb, which work with the Sizzix dies. So when you're cutting heavy duty materials like mat board, chipboard, leather, felt, you know, you need a sturdy adhesive too. So I have this double-sided adhesive called Easy Cut Adhesive. And then I also have this foam adhesive, which some of you saw the other day. I had a fabric journal that is kind of, I'll never be able to find it, but it's kind of a floppier cover than the mat board. And I also sell the double-sided red liner tape, which is nice and strong. And that's what I use to put together my spines of my books and everything.
And all that's in your Etsy store. So you can do a one-stop shop and pick up all the different brands that she has. But you can also find those supplies over at Sizzix or over at ThermoWeb and over at those individual brands as well.
Right. Yeah. And I have a ton more samples. I don't know if we have time or not, but you know.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I somehow have a feeling that people want to see it all.
Okay. All right. Well,
Whatever you would like to do. This
I
is our
don't
last
know.
live for today. On the
Okay.
official schedule, the last event for today, which if you're following the schedule to a T, is a mixed media tags video from Cassie. That's our class. That's only if you have purchased a ticket for the event. But it's a pre-recorded video. So we can finish our live whenever you are done. And then you can jump over and watch that video if you have not watched it yet. So it just depends on if you're following the schedule, like
Oh,
to a T, or you've got some flexibility in there. And all of these are available on replay when they're done. So
that's good.
have at it. Have some fun.
All right. Okay.
See, and I don't think I'm alone. Look at that. We do want to see
Okay.
it all.
All right. You should see my desk. It is a disaster. But here is another little, this is one of the pieces that fit in the treasure box, but you can make like a little thing for like doll ice skates or shoes. I mean, this is another die this is called the storage box. And then there are these cute little journals that can fit inside. So this is what I mean by the pieces all work together. So this little book, she made, look at that. That's embossed. Isn't that just amazing? And then she made like little junk journals for each season. I love this one. So that's Lisa on my team. And then she made a cute little box to hold them all. So if you like to make storage boxes and stuff, you might be in the right place. This one is called the geometric box. And this one,
I'm sorry, just you're candid. You might be in the right place if you like to make stuff. Just a little bit. You might be in the right spot.
3D stuff. So this is one that I did on a live, and I think I used a stencil, and I made my elastic too tight. But it's just like a little storage box. But I did some gel. this is one I made for my mom. I took back. I think she opened it and was going to throw it out. I'm like, wait a minute, that's, I can use that. So, and it's purple. This is a fun one because this is actually like a little night light. So look at this. You can't tell because my lights are on, but there's light shining through this little light here. So
somehow I feel like that would be super cute. Like you could put a cupcake in that, like a little cupcake box.
You could do
like
that.
It just reminding me of like a little, like you flip it over and you put a cupcake and it's a little, and then you can keep the box and I know. That's where my mind went, was a cupcake box.
Yes. Well, a lot of them are designed to package like food. This is another one. So Lisa, she made like a little scene on the top, which I thought was adorable, and embossed the sides. And then you can also take that box and kind of supersize it because it comes in segments. So you can add, this one I think has 8 sides. So if you did 2 sets of those die cuts, you can make an octagonal box. So that's probably another live that we did to show. Let's see. Some of these dies have been out of stock for a while. Now this is a fun one. This is called the Skinny Mini Book Box. And this one is a book or a box. So here it is as a box, and there's like a nice little book that fits inside. Or you can make a journal out of it. If you don't add those little surround pieces, you have this nice little coffee dyed junk journal. Okay. Also, you could take the same structure and add the shadow box inside. Isn't that crazy? That's Madeline. Hey, Lori, how are you? So what else do I have? This one has been out of stock for a while, guys. Oh, wait, let me show you.
Somebody was asking about a sewing box.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I have it. Sorry. Something is down. All right, this is the sewing box. This was a hard one, guys. This is my engineering feat. Isn't that pretty? So this is just, it's all the pieces are on one die. Wait, let me see if I can find it. It's down here somewhere. Yes, here it is. So this one, you can see all the pieces right here by my hand. This piece right here is the box, this part, which you have to cut 6 times because we have 6 boxes. And then this is the lid, the middle piece. I'm going to take a picture of this desk and you will just laugh your heads off when I get off this. So this middle piece here is the lids, you know, so you need 2 of those. These are the feet, go down here. And then these are the hinges. These are very important pieces because these are that keeps your box together. So it's very easy to put together. It's just, it looks hard, but it's not. Here is another.
Someone's asking, is the Skinny Mini book box still available?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know if it is on Sizzix, but I have some here. I try to order more because I know that they're not going to last forever. So here's another fun one. This is called the Post Box. How many sets of dies? Oh, man. Susan, I don't know. I was thinking about that today. A lot.
I mean, are we talking like 20 or are we talking closer to like 150?
Oh, like more like 200. I mean, it's been like 2 to 4 releases a year times 16 years. So, and then, you know, depending on each collection, I could have anywhere from 3 to 21 pieces per, because I used to do more, you know, now they kind of trimmed it down, which I think is smart because people can't buy that much. But when we were doing 2 releases a year, you would have, you know, 18, 21 pieces in a collection. And that was a lot. But it was a lot to design and support. So
back to the sewing box, somebody's asking, were those brads that were the hinges?
Yes.
On your sewing box?
Those are brads. And here's another one. Now this has a little piece that Juliana did on the loom right here. So she made that when we were on the Bellicon retreat with Ann Butler. And again, this was like a little, I taught this out at Frank Garcia's studio and I used his embellishments. So you can use anything that you have, you know, so you usually buy things that fit your style. So you can add them to all your projects. This is another one that I really like. It's called the card caddy, sorry. I named these things and I can't remember them. But this is a card caddy, which is really fun because, I mean, a lot of people make cards. So you can, you know, gift your cards inside this fun little box. Or if you don't add these side support pieces, you can make a book out of it. So you just bind it as a book. So again, I try to have 3 ways to use it. Now here, Madeline, she cut a bunch of them and she made a fun little organizer. She did have note cards and little notepads in here. So you can keep this by the phone or your desk and store your ideas in here or whatever. Now there are, oh, here's one more that I thought was cute. And then
Leslie says that she has 2 shelves of the scoreboard dies. And so she has a collection of Eileen's dies.
God bless you. All right, here's one more with the card caddy. Isn't it cute for Christmas or like letters to Santa? I love that one. Then there are a couple. I have probably 4 other dies that these are big. So these would be the only ones that you could not cut in your Big Shot. The rest of them are all work in your Big Shot, okay? This one is leather. It's called the Full Size Journal. This is an A5 journal, and that was the project on the cover, actually. So you can see this was a sweater design that I had a while ago, which is no longer available, but you could cut your cover out of leather. Isn't that amazing? And then here's another one that Jenny made. She used fabric on it. And each page is just a masterpiece. I mean,
oh, that's so pretty. I love
isn't it amazing? Yeah. So you can be simple with it, or you can be as complicated as you want it to be. These are just a blank canvas for your art, whatever it is that you like to do. There's one more.
A lot of people are going pretty much nuts over the sewing box that you have.
Oh,
is that
really?
still also available in your store?
Yes, I do have them. They were out of stock for a while. They ran out when they came out at first, but then we got in another shipment. So this is another one because I haven't done a lot of landscaped I think it will go through the switch. Which one is that, Leslie?
Maybe the big one that you just showed?
Yes, it will go through the
The big
switch.
journal?
Yes, the only thing is the switch has deep pressure. So sometimes when you're working with the switch and a scoreboard's die, you have to be a little careful about it cutting through because it has so much pressure, it can press down almost too much and chop off. So we have a lot of tips on how to deal with that. How wide is the die for the big journal? That's the one that's a 9-inch wide. And that one would have to go either through a Big Shot Plus, and that's what I used to cut mine on, and it works fine. The switch has a little more pressure, so I'm just more cautious. I want to test it before I use my leather or something. I would do a test run with that and check the score lines just to make sure. So just check. Yes, you've got a 9-inch machine. Yeah, the trick is these are not all available still. So check my shop. I think I do have a couple of those. So if you're interested. And those will hold like the A5 notebooks that you can get in Dollar Tree or anywhere, or you can just make them. And we're going to do that. Sometimes, Lenine, it will cut through. So what I'm saying is, just be careful with it. Do a test if you're using it in the switch, because it's a lot of pressure. Okay. It's like that machine is great because it does really nice embossing and it cuts those intricate dies really nicely. But when you get to the scoreboards, you can't expect every machine to do everything perfectly. So you kind of have to play with it a little. And that's what we talk a lot about in our group, that you have to be open to experimenting and don't be depressed or sad if something doesn't work. That's when you come to the group and you just say, hey, what did I do wrong? Or what did I miss here? And somebody will help you. You can't reduce the pressure. The switch is a electronic machine, and I'm just saying it has deep pressure. But what you can do, and what I do, if that happens, you can use a crease pad, which is a lot like a I don't know if I have one right here, but it's not the acrylic cutting pad, it's a softer rubber plastic, and it gives a gentler cut, so you could use that. Or the other thing you can do is you can take a piece of like felt or breakfast cereal box or felt leather, something like that, and just place that over the score lines between your good material and the die. And then what happens is the pressure of the cut will go into the scrap material, not in your journal. So you just have to play with it a little bit. Yeah, the Magic Mat, that's like the crease pad. So you could give that a try. I can't really, well, I can say it, but Sizzix can't say it because that will void the warranty on the machine. But I know a lot of people have said that works. So yeah. So just, play with it a little bit. Okay.
Just to reiterate a quick second. So if anybody did have a problem with their Sizzix machine and you're using a product outside of Sizzix, it will void your warranty. So I just want to clarify that.
Right.
So if you do choose to use a non-Sizzix product, they are no longer going to say we'll fix it or if something happened or if there's a problem. So
they do have a crease pad, which is similar to the Magic Mat. So just, if you're looking, if you think you might be cutting 1 million leather journals, try a crease pad from Sizzix because it is designed to work with the machine. Okay.
Do you have that in your store, the crease pad?
No, I don't have. I don't. I know. Sorry. Well, I figure go on Sizzix. They have all that stuff. Oh, I do have
It's true.
I do have the precision plate, Lenine, because I love that. It's a chrome cutting pad that takes the place of the acrylic. And if you are trying to do any intricate dies like a lace or doily or something like that, it cuts it really nicely because the pressure, it's metal to metal and it's really nice. And then you throw in a little bit of doily or parchment paper in between and you're good to go. Cardboard box will not void a warranty.
Because that would be something you potentially would cut anyway. It's considered it's not a mat, it's a surface that's a cutting or as a substrate.
You could just be cutting it, just adding it onto your sandwich. I mean, you kind of have to play around with it. If you want to cut a variety of materials, you're going to have to play with it and make some adjustments. And that's, to me, that's the fun of it, to see how much you can do with it. Um,
Mhm.
it's really an amazing tool. I probably use it every day of my life, lately for the last 15, 16 years. New kind, pad works better. Okay. Oh, all right. A tip from Leslie. All right. See, so everybody, and there is a very slight difference in the calibration of each machine, or if you've had it for 20 years, it may be slightly relaxed, um, there,
Bummer.
sorry
You
about
might be able to find, so maybe at Sizzix they don't have it, but you could try scrapbook.com. You could also
that.
try Amazon. You could
Yeah,
try a few different places because Sizzix is not the end all place
yeah,
because Simon Says Stamp. So
yeah.
Sizzix has lots of places. Check your local craft stores as well,
Okay.
um,
Somebody
check out a few
says,
different places.
Leslie says Amazon has. Yeah.
No, there you go.
Yeah. But, you may wanna try it first before you go buying more things, because it may work fine. I do everything on my Big Shot, and unless it's wider, and then I use my Big Shot Plus. I love the manual machines because I always know it's gonna work. The Switch I do too, but it's electric, it takes up space, I can only have one thing on my desk, and my preferred is because I do the lives and I'm moving stuff around all the time, I love my Big Shot. And
I
some of
also like
them.
the portability of the Big Shot. You don't have
Yes.
to worry about, is there a plug? Is there not a plug?
Right,
You can put it on
exactly.
whatever table and
Yeah,
just go for it and cut. And you
right,
don't have to worry about, do I have electricity? Like it's just
right,
all that.
right,
It's,
exactly. When
you
I'm
know,
teaching, I just bring in my Big Shots, and I know probably the store is gonna have a couple, people might bring their own sometimes. So, yeah, that's what I use.
but knowing that if you do have problems with your hands or arthritis or the
Right,
strength is just not there anymore,
yeah,
there is the electronic ones. So
right.
you can still do the projects and you can still have fun and create, even
Oh,
though you
yeah,
may not have the capability of doing the cranking for you. Or,
right.
like bring in a kid or, hire, somebody
Yeah,
for you.
get you a grandchild.
Get a grandkid in there
And
and
sons a crank.
just it's a crank.
That'll be me.
Kids can lend a helping hand.
They can. Wait a minute, my hand is buried under all my stuff here. Wait a minute. It's ah, that's
The
my other
baby hens can
that
help you.
oh boy. Yes, that's what
Oh.
grandkids are for. They do love using the Big Shot. My grandkids, not so much anymore, but that used to be the first thing when they came in the door. We wanna make flowers, we wanna make a book, and they would put all their robots in there and all their stuff. Now they wanna play their screens and all that stuff, but, the girls still do. Even Trinity, I mean, she's 18, and she will come by, she loves doing crafting, and we've actually been watercoloring more lately, but, she's really
Aw,
talented. Yeah, it's fun to create with her and all of them. So, yeah,
that's so
spread
fun.
the love to your kids and grandkids, guys, because those screens are powerful, and, it's hard to get them out of that, so
I tell you what, my daughter begged me to come, but she came to my retreat and she loves being a part of all of this stuff. She's just turned 12 and she's just, she's right, mom, because I host a card swap as well. I already made my cards to card swap. And she's like,
aw,
I don't even need cards. I
that's
just want to
great.
donate cards to swap. So she's all part of all the back scenes of what happens here. And she loves creating. And I even am like, okay, I have this idea and I need a sample, but I don't have time. So she's my in-house design team
Wow,
and she
you
does
have
a
your own
great job
team.
and she just wants to play.
That's great.
So she actually made a bunch of the samples for the my classes for the
Retreat?
retreat that were
Wow,
the pictures. Yeah. So she did the charms and she did
nice.
the tote bag. Those were all of
Wow,
hers that I
she
have the
did a great
pictures. That
job.
was her stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she did.
that's good. You're
So
doing
fun.
well. Good mom.
My boys could give a crap, but
Well,
my eldest is helping me do all the kits. And so he was, for everybody who purchased a kit, he did about 75% of the work in
wow,
terms of putting everything in the envelopes, doing all that stuff. So
good.
yeah, he totally, and he got paid for it. They both are getting paid for what they're doing. I don't just do
Alright,
free kid labor.
alright, well, That's all right too. They do live in the house, you feed
They
them.
do. I know,
I
but I
know.
want them to understand that doing a
Yeah.
good job,
Yeah,
you
right.
know
Yeah,
you know,
you
there's a
earn.
reward for that, and also
Oh,
the
yeah.
accountability of, I'm paying you this money, so it
Right.
needs to be done at a certain
Yeah, that's
quality
true.
for that, because if
Yeah,
it's not done to this expectation, then I'm not gonna pay you like any
yeah,
job would.
yeah.
So,
Good.
it's
Good
not just a
lesson.
favor for mom. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Read
for the
Kids.
kids.
Absolutely. I will pass that on.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I think I showed you everything within 20 miles of me anyway. Now I have
Well,
to
that was
play
a
with
lot.
this
You
muscle.
showed a lot.
I
I'd let
did.
you I would love to know, do you still have, this is just a fun question, because you said over 200 different product releases and dyes and
Yeah.
things. Do you have your first one still?
My first set of oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I kept one of each of my dies. So I have a
Wow.
little library over in my IKEA cupboard, and people ask me how I store them, and I'm horrible at organization, but I am happy with how this works. I have one of those cube, IKEA storage
Yeah,
cube
so
things.
behind me.
Yes, yeah. Well, you can fit 2 layers. So what I do is I lay all of my scoreboard long ones down. Then I put a sheet of foam board on top, 12 by 12 or whatever it is, and I put another layer and I label the sides, and
Ah.
I'm able to find all of them, you know, whenever I need them. So I just have to put them back where they should go in order of number appearance, but
Oh,
someday.
no, that's interesting. This is just because a hot topic, a button, because we're on YouTube and stuff, and it says Illinois just passed a state law that all YouTubers and the like have their kids in videos, they have to get paid.
Oh,
I pay my kids anyway, but
yeah,
it's not exploiting your children. I
interesting.
like that.
Well,
I
that's
don't. I pay
yeah,
my children,
yeah,
or they come and crash my video because they want to be on it half the time. But all of a sudden, you see a little head pop in. Hey, mom.
yeah, that's nice. That's
But
good.
that's funny. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to
Um,
say thank you so much for being here today and showing us all the fun things. And if you joined this live a little bit late, you got to go back and watch a little bit earlier, because Eileen gave us some super quick sneak peeks. I mean, literally, it was like
yes, very quick,
of her new releases that are coming out. You said in October, correct?
right. Yes.
Yes.
They'll release
So
in stores, same as Catherine's, hers are September, mine are October. They'll release in stores on October 1st. And then we have our, Eileen Hull release party on the 22nd. Yeah.
very, very cool. So
Yeah.
make sure you stay tuned to check out either from her Instagram or her YouTube or her Facebook page. Go join Eileen's fan page.
Eileen Hull
What is it
Fan
called? The
Club.
fan club? Fan club,
Eileen
yes.
Hull Fan Club.
And correct me if
Good
I'm
name.
wrong, but I think Mitziana is the one
Yes, she
who
did.
named that.
Yeah, she's like, "You need to have a fan club." I'm like, "I don't think I'm old. I'm too old to have a fan club."
And now you are almost 8,000 strong. Not quite, but
Yeah.
close. You're
No,
getting
we're
close to
more.
the 8,000. Oh, you're 8.4.
8.4.
That's right.
Oh,
Almost, but
yeah.
not almost not. I'm going to go. You're
Don't
almost
forget.
10K strong. We're going to
Almost.
bump
We're
you up. We're going to
shooting
give you
for
the
that.
extra 2,000. Or maybe we'll
Someday.
get a few more
Someday.
people joining. We'll get a few more
Yeah.
people joining.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
hope
no,
you
it's a ton
join.
of fun.
We're a good time.
Awesome. Yay.
Yeah.
All right. So that is our end of our lives for today. Thank you so much for joining and being part of all things the Makers Retreat. We have one more. If you have a retreat ticket and you're in, there is another video. It's pre-recorded, but you can watch that at any time. But that is technically the last event for the day. But we have our updates and giveaways kicking off tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central. And then after that, we have our sponsor giveaway. All of those, everything that is on the schedule is all posted in the schedule, which is also found down in the information section. And don't forget, we also have giveaways going on. So Eileen has given some of her embossing folders as part of the giveaways. So you make sure you go and enter that. We have also VIP passes for the giveaways. We have lots of other fun sponsor products that you can get. And then we also have some of our fellow affiliates that helped us promote this event. Some of them have also given some giveaways for some classes and for a wide variety with paper pouncers. And we have some mixed media class bundles, and we have some electronic cutting machine bundle classes, and we have some craft books and art books and just all kinds of stuff. We have a whole plethora of fun things. Oh, Leslie is pointing out how many members you currently have.
Thank you.
We need to
right.
make it get to 9,000. Come on, let's go.
Yes, come on, help me out, guys.
Go, go, go.
Be a friend.
And if
Yes.
you would love to support any of our sponsors, any of our educators, following their YouTube channels, following their Instagram, checking out their Facebook pages, hitting a follow, a like, a subscribe, a tag, a mention, a shout out, take a picture of something fun, say, hey, I was here at this event, all of those things, to any of our amazing sponsors,
That
from
would be great.
Sizzix to Edding to Catherine Pooler to graphics. And that's just a few that I've mentioned because we had those live today. But all of those would be a wonderful shout out to let them know thank you for being a part of this event, because you have participated, and giving likes and thumbs up everywhere that you're watching is also greatly appreciated. Did I say enough?
I think so. Yeah.
Did I cover it all?
I think. I can't imagine how you remembered all of that, but good job.
It's my job. That's what I do. Just
know.
like, I don't know how you can come up with all these amazing creations that you do for your dies, because I can't wrap my head around that, and how you go from this and it folds here and folds here and folds here and it turns into this, and 3 of those is going to stack into that, and then I forget that. Not
that
me.
was a good one.
The fact that you can do that just blows my mind. So hats off. We all have our, I think I remember I was seeing somebody say something like, you're seeing somebody go and try it. It was a little girl trying to kick a soccer ball, and she totally misses. And then you see her run off, and all of a sudden she does 3 back handsprings and backflip. And she's like 5. And it's like, not everybody is meant to do everything. And that would make life boring if we all did the same thing. We're great at the same thing.
Right.
So we all have our own strengths. And Eileen, I think you have definitely found one of your many strengths in your creative design, and being able to translate it for people to use it in so many different ways. So
I like that it's easy. Thank you. I like easy. So that's what this machine does. It makes it perfect. That's good.
Very true. It's very true. All right. Well, we are signing off, saying good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever.
Good seeing you guys.
I'll be saying good night. Farewell. Adieu.
Oh, thanks, Christiane. Good to see you. She hopped in at the end there. Yes.
Well, come watch the replay if you missed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The replay is there. All the fun giggles. So we're saying goodbye.
Yes. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow. Be ready to put your book together.
Yes, we got 2 big fun classes tomorrow, both live. One with Cassie, where we're doing all fun things, gel plate, so many fun techniques with that. And then we're going to use all of the fun techniques, all of the fun things that you made, and putting our book together with Eileen. So that is our last live class tomorrow. And we still have some sponsor videos too. So, I mean, lots of fun stuff. And there's the Sublimation Mixed Media Tote Bag. That is a class that's for tomorrow as well. So there's still tons of stuff going on.
Yes, there is. Crazy.
All right.
All right.
Bye,
Have a good night, everybody.